Once you log into LedgerAI using your username password provided by your admin, or if you're a super admin, you should be able to log in. And obviously, you have to have the authenticator configured and whatnot. So that's going to happen when you first log in, or when you're adding a new employee and you're sending them the login. They should be able to log in and then create their own Google or Microsoft authenticator tokens, and they should be able to use that. So that provides a multi-factor authentication to get started with. This video will give you a quick walkthrough on the dashboards and the settings of LedgerAI. So once you log in, you'll be greeted with this dashboard. Now we have populated this with some dummy values to improve the look and feel, but it will be completely different depending on how your values are once you start entering the information. Now, at the top, you'll see the admin section where we have provided some shortcuts for the admin and super admin to add users, change settings, go to bank and reconciliation and team. This can be more options can be added here if needed, because the product is completely customizable depending on your requirements, which you will see in a moment in the settings side. But here it shows you the revenues, the expenses, net profits, and the cash receivables, cash inflows. You'll be able to easily see what's what, and the revenue mixture would be here, so you'll be able to see the cost of goods sold plus what the expense is looking like. Then there's more revenue metrics, which is more focused on the management. Then you'll have the performance leaderboard, which would say which is the top performing sales guy or girl, or top selling service, top vendors, top partners, and banking and sales. So you'll be able to see the reconciliations, the company targets. Partner distribution is also there. You'll see in upcoming videos more details on them, on how to configure every single one of them. And then the closed deals and purchase orders, and what was the management posture looking like in terms of EBIT and EBITDA, and then cash inflows, and a little bit of more details around here for recent journal entries and the expense mix. Then you'll be able to see on the right side, you'll be able to see the AI sort of the recommendation. So if you don't want to go through everything here on the dashboard, you can just go through this quick brief of the day, and you'll be able to see what the key trends are, and what the next action should be according to as per the recommendation from the AI. The decision box would tell you exactly what needs your attention, and you can view all of them, and we can just approve or snooze or something like that, like this dummy bill is saying here. Then if there is any file to be uploaded, like a receipt or a bill or PDF, you can upload it. This section is available for everybody, so you can just like all the team members. So it's, for example, a sales guy had a meeting with a customer and they want to like submit the bill, so they can just drag it here or upload it, and they'll be able to upload it. But this also can be done from your employee hub, which we're going to show in the next video. Jump right into the settings side of it. So if you go here, there's a gear icon next to the alert button, and you'll be able to see the settings. So if you go to the settings, this is where the super admin would be able to completely configure the system, and this is the role-based access for different kind of roles, for the board members, for the management, for the sales. What access do you want to give them to the technical teams, finance teams, and project management, R&D, marketing. So all sorts of business verticals are listed here that are inside your organization, and you can pick and choose what role to provide to which user, and then you can just hit once you're done, save access, or you can remove the whole thing, and you can add a new department from here if you got something completely different. For example, if you're a university, you will not find a few things here, so you'll be able to add more departments here and give them access as needed. Now there's a department and access for the ledger. So we've got a couple of members added here, which you can add depending on what role you want to add. So let's say you want to add a user, which should be allowed just finance access or management access, they should be able to you should be able to get it done from here. That's a summary. Then the drop down list. So all the lists are not hard coded. Basically, you can add more options from here for to any of these hard coded lists. And you can change and remove, make them inactive, and add new options here. Just completely customizable. Here we like you see, yeah, provider list. The default drop down is Olama, Grok, OpenAPI, and Anthropic. Now you want to add let's say DeepSeek or something else, you should be able to add it here, and then save it and make the others inactive. Let's say you want to use VLLM, and you should be able to do that as well. Then you've got your organization, so you should be able to add everything from in the organization, and you can go to company profile. You can add all the details of the company here, and then from there you can just hit save, and you'll be done with. Here you can add, you can select your AI providers, and once you select an AI provider, like I've selected Grok, is gonna, and you enter the API key of Grok, then you'll be able to select the models. It will automatically populate all the models available to that particular API key. You can test the connection. Right now we're using Llama 3.18 billion for this test, for this demo, but this is how it's gonna work. So you just hit save settings and you're good to go. So this is about the settings from the cog. Then we go to the second option of the settings, which is operating playbook. You'll be able to, like, this is like literally the for the CFOs, and so they should be able to see everything very quickly and do all the settings and whatnot from here, which you'll see in the upcoming videos for the other modules as well, or in the same video, it depends. Then you're gonna hit this again cog, and you go integrations. Here you'll be able to integrate your Google Sheets if you want to, change the forex rates, update more, then VAT value and everything else. This is just for testing purposes right now. You can have your inventory stock listed here, and you can edit the stock, you can delete the stock, you can amend the stock, you can just choose. So this is coming from the products, which we're going to show in a few minutes, or probably in the next video. Depends on what you're watching. If you're watching the long form video, then you'll be able to see the same one, or if you're watching the playlist, so you'll be able to see the next video. Then if you go to the database backup and restore, there's options there as well, so you'll be able to back up your database. And if you want to know more about how the architecture is for LedgerAI, you should go to myledgerai.net/docs. That is, the link should be somewhere on the video right now. So you should be able to go there and check how the architecture is for the app, and we've kept it all open, so it's all there, nothing to hide. We love to be transparent with our users and the customers, so they understand exactly what they are getting themselves into, and they can trust and test it out themselves. So your database is Postgres, and that is installed by default from when you're running the installer, or when one of our engineers are doing the deployment. So you'll be able to see it's a very straightforward 20-minute installation on a vanilla Windows or a Ubuntu or a Red Hat machine. Pretty straightforward, and you will have option to back up in the Google Drive or on your own PC. You can select the folders and whatnot, so you should be able to get the whole thing sorted there. Then we go to now this is an exciting section now. So since the LedgerAI is AI native platform, that means we have to take care of, make sure that AI is completely integrated inside the system. Every single module is completely integrated. So if you look at here, these are the actions proposed by the AI, and it is for the human to approve. So if you would look at one of our previous introductory videos, it should show up in the card somewhere on the screen. You should be able to see how easy it is to for the human. So AI will just propose the action, and the human will always be the final approval. So AI would never write to the database, and these are the actions that you can approve, reject. Then if you go to and the settings again, say saved AI workflows, you'll be able to see all the workflow that the AI has made and saved, and you can again say we can make it a quick action. You can add it to the trust dial, which is like, hey, this action is all good. We know exactly it's the same. So basically, it's for the repetitive tasks, the non-critical repetitive tasks, and non-critical is the key word here. We should always make sure your critical tasks are always human approved. But non-critical tasks can be approved directly by AI. You can add it to the trust dial. Again, you can remove it anytime as well. Then if you look at the AI memory, it's gonna show, okay, fine, what kind of memory what's the scope that you want it to have, and you can say that's suggesting revenue recognition milestone based, and you can add this to the AI memory. So AI will be always looking for it, and a pin to top of every prompt. So every time you want some particular thing to be shown, let's say to the management, they want to see the revenue recognition, or they want to see the sales numbers or something like that, you can add something here, which for the saved notes, we have done a quick demo by revenue by month. You'll be able to see that in action once you go to the AI section details. Then we have got AI usage and cost, which this is extremely critical. Now, if you see, we used about 2 cents approximately. And the cost that we have is 0.29 per day, which is practically nothing. The total request that you have made is about 300, and the provider is Grok right now. So this is our preferred provider. And if you see 318 requests made and 2 cents spent, so if your users are making about 300 to 500 requests per day, you might end up spending about 5 cents a day, which is quite decent. And then you'll be able to see, okay, fine, what was the total expense at what time. So on May 23rd, we went crazy with a lot of requests. So we spent about 1 cent roughly. And here it was less than 1/3 of a cent. And ever since it's been stable, we're not testing the system too much. We should start doing that more. And then here it shows you what models we used. So we were using a mix of 70 billion and 8 billion parameter models, which Grok usually switches on its own depending on the complexity of the question. But no data passes to Grok, because Grok apparently is a LPU, which is language processing unit data center. So they just give us this model with an API to run, but they don't save anything. So it's just literally just an inferencing system that's happening on our own system, like OLAM or VLLM. So it doesn't save anything at all. And you can check their website and more so their service on grok.com as well. Okay, so this is about AI usage and cost. Now, the most important part is AI governance and tools. Now, we have built a complete exhaustive system on AI governance itself, which basically shows you what should be done, what should be disabled. So these are the tools that we use, right, inside the system. So get trial balance, some research tools, match, and so on and so forth. Like once you buy the system, you'll be able to see a whole lot more details, and obviously there will be a complete training for this one for you. And then here we are using Grok, so it's showing us that. If you use the other one, you can use a fallback chain as well, but depending on how critical the AI requirement is for your organization. You can always run it without AI because the system runs like that, but at the same time it does help. So this is about the settings, and then there are alerts, which you'll see here, and then we have got a AI model, the AI chat right here, which is LedgerAI chat. You can ask questions about from it in multiple languages and everything else. And yeah, it's completely supported. The interface is not multilingual. We have kept it in English for a purpose because we intend to look at it from a global perspective. But chat does help, and you can just go like we tried in Arabic. I just did responded to us in Arabic. So There's a dedicated AI mode as well, which would be coming in probably in next video or the on one of the next videos. Then here you can do a quick comparison of the years, how your business was looking last year to this year. So if I may show you, if I could go to the dashboard, if we hit 2025, let's say, it won't show anything because there's nothing inside in the 2025. But if you got the details filled in, you'll be able to see everything. And this really helpful. When we'll get to the budgeting section, you'll be able to see that as well. So that'll be all for this section, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to do a quick walkthrough on two of the modules. So if you see, we've got 12 modules overall, from Employee Hub to Overview, Administration, Sales, Partner Product, Project Management, Business Operations, Team, Finance, Reports, and Vault. So right now in this short video, we're going to cover the Overview and the Administration part. Employee Hub is going to be in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that, and the rest of them as well. So dashboard, we have given a detailed overview in our last video, or if you're watching the long form, a few minutes ago. But overall, you can go back and check that video, and you should be able to see everything from there. Now in this one, we're going to see the cash inflow outlook. So this is not very exhaustive. It's just going to show you, as from the management perspective, or for the users who are assigned to see this particular screen, would be able to see what's the cash inflow looking like from the perspective. So there'll be a whole lot more bumps when it comes to your particular organization, because this is just a demo. So subscription based business, so you'll be able to easily monitor your cash inflows on month-on-month basis, on what's coming and what is to be expected, and everything else, depending. And you can, as you're setting the date, it's going to be coming up right here. And this thing is completely integrated with your accounting system. Again, you'll see in the upcoming videos when we will cover the finance part. So this all of the system, LedgerAI completely runs from a single database, which is a single source of truth for your entire business operations, which is kind of like the key for us, because instead of having the distributed databases and everything else, we've got one relational database running it at the back end, but the values are very, very tightly integrated with each other to make sure that they're all communicating with each other throughout the system. And over here you'll see the AI Insight, where you'll just get a quick summary of whatever is going on in this particular slide. So again, a summarized form of things. Next, we'll jump into the administration. And here the users, now these are some of the dummy users, some of our team members who are with us. So you can assign them the role, so they can be either the admin or the member, and you can tell the system that which department they are from. So from the board member, management, sales, tactical, finance. And as I showed you in a previous video on the settings side, you can just go ahead, and if you go to the settings again, just a quick show. So here is the access part. So what modules a particular user assigned to a certain section would be able to access. If say it's a management will be able to access all the modules of the system. However, sales would be able to access the sales module, partner and product module, and the business module. Employee Hub is available to all the users, which is normal. And the technical would be able to see just the sales pipeline, partner product, and the project management section. Now if you see here, sales do not have access to the project management, because that's very technical. So the technical team would have access to the project management module as well. So here, if you look at the departments, You can assign them, you can add more departments from the settings, and let's say you are a university, you want to add some academic department or something similar. You can add that here. You can give the users the rights as they prefer it to be, and then you can have the linked team member. Now these members are created inside as a team member, and you can have the let's say for example you have got a management user who's not particularly working for the company, but they are part of the management, but they are not really inside the company on day-to-day business. But they have to have the access of the system because they're either the investor or they are one of the key non-executive board member or somebody who's working somewhere else, but they're part of the company as well at the same time. So you'll be able to assign those members from here. And then when it comes to a linked team member, if there is a user that's already part of the company and then you're assigning them, so you can link them. So this we'll see when we'll go to the Teams module to explain more about this. So that'll be all for these two modules, a quick rundown, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be covering the sales, partner and product, and the project management as well. So basically sales and a technical side of LedgerAI. Stay tuned. In this particular section, we will be covering the sales, partner, product, and project management, the three of the modules. Starting with sales, it's basically replacing your CRM now. So what happens is in siloed environments, businesses using too many tools together. So these teams are using CRMs, but it's not connected to the finance or the project management, or sometimes it is, but then it's still causing havoc because the database gets too heavy and you're not able to focus on the whole thing in one go, and it's not connected to the finance at the same time, and it's not connected to the employees getting rewarded as in their bonuses, their commissions, and the time that they're spending working on a particular project or a particular customer deal. So now coming back to the forecast side, now what we have done is we have removed the fluff. So what we observed while we were working on this particular part, when we were designing the architecture of the CRM of the LedgerAI side for the sales team, what we figured was there was a lot of things like, okay, fine, you need to put it as a lead, you need to move it here, move it there, enter the contact information, and there's a whole bunch of company contacts information that are sitting there. We need all the email addresses and all that, and sometimes it has to be brought in by a CSV or Excel sheet and. So what we did was we removed all of that fluff. Now really what does a salesperson need is a very straightforward thing. If I'm meeting like 5 customers in a day, or prospects, not all of them would be my customers, right? So do I really need to put it inside the system? Not really, because one of the guy I just met on the coffee and we just striked a conversation, and maybe it might turn out into something in a couple of months. I don't need that right here. And even my finance teams or my management doesn't need to know about it. Yeah, I can record it that I've got a meeting with this person in my timesheet, but apart from that, there's nothing tangible coming out of this. So that it's something that we call fluff, and that doesn't need to be really inside here. So having said that, let me just quickly walk you through this so let's say I'm met a company, and now there's a real opportunity right here. So we just given something like this: Acme Corp, London RFP, proposal due March 1. So you can write something. So basically, now we have made this into, like, we have embedded AI inside it. So instead of the salesperson going and actually filling a form and adding the customer, what you're gonna do is you're gonna say to the customer name, let's take anything. So ABC Incorporated is the customer, and it's going to be direct order for AI consulting projects and expected to close in let's say September of 2026, and proc deal value would be 150,000. Let's go crazy. 350,000 reals at QAR. Since we are in Qatar, so we just mentioned that. Now this is a sales guy typing the information. So hey, okay, fine. Extract to draft. Now it's just gonna go ahead and extract it. So see, the new forecast is already ready for you. Now it shows you the deal value that we put on 350,000, and all of the other details. ABC Incorporated is the name of the company. Now if you would have put the name, the city and other stuff, it would have taken that too. So I said Doha, country is Qatar, contact person would be Michael. I'm just making it up, and contact email would be let's go M at abc.inc. Contact phone you can add if you don't want to add. So sales owner would be somebody from your team, technical owner somebody from your technical team. Would it be a director or an RFP? You can mention that, and you can say type of service, which you're going to see in just a moment. So we put the service here from our existing SKUs and partner product, which we have already created, and then the submission date should be about 31st of this month or next month, and the status is a lead at the moment. You can go ahead and say there's a partner, there's a vendor, if you're supplying some product, and the account owner, and then just hit save. Now it is saved ABC Incorporated. Now ABC Incorporated is done, right? Now the customer is asking for a proposal. Now this is entered as a lead at the moment. We just hit edit, and now they're asking for a proposal, right? So just change the status to a proposal, and the moment you change the proposal and hit save, now see the magic happening here, automated. So it says save, and it's gonna ask you to open a quotation. Now again, removing the fluff, so there's no sort of like back and forth and everything. So because you know what the customer wants, you already have the proposal template. You have access to your pre-sales guy to prepare the template. But the important part for the management and the finance teams is the numbers, right? So is it approved? Is it corrected, right? And have you selected the right SKUs? So it should be very, very, very clear, right? So if I go just say open the quotations, because you have to make a quotation now for the account, right? So here we just say it's a new quotation, ABC Incorporated proposal, optional loads or something like that if you want to put something. If not, it's okay. And just hit create draft. Once you hit create draft, you're going to have to select the currency. You're going to go QAR, or leave it USD, whatever you prefer, or Australian dollars, Canadian, British pounds, anything you prefer. And then over here you can put the notes, hit save here. The currency is now in QAR, and now we say SKU. So if you already have the SKU, so if we say SC, either this one if you know the SKU of the product, or you go ahead and select the product directly from here, which is again stored inside our products, right? So if you say SV, no, not here, just go, because it's AI consulting, we go StratAI, the cost again, it's just a dummy cost. So it's just, let's say list price is a 10,000 real cost for 1 day, and say add line. Now you have added the line SV service 002 StratAI consulting. Now you need to know you're giving the consulting for like a week, for example. So let's go for about 5 days, and the unit costs would be the cost that is internal. So obviously yours would be different from mine, would be different from Mr. X. So let's say my cost per day for it is 2,500 riyals, and then my selling price is at 10,000. So it automatically calculates it's going to be 12,500 for 5 days, and that's going to be the cost, and the selling price would be at 50,000. So line margin would be at 37,000 riyals margin. That's what we're going to get. And over here you can say total cost, line sell. So basically it's just a quotation, a variation that you have got a 75% margin on a gross margin on it. Now you can add more lines if you want. You can select another product. If you say, let's say you want to give them a development cost as well, just say one and say add line. Now you've got a development cost here. So we're going to have another 5 days of 5 days of development work at 2,000 riyals, and the selling cost would be about 7,000. And either you can define a margin here, or it will automatically calculate. And now with the margin has changed. The total cost is about 62,000. That's a line, that's a margin. Sorry, the selling price would be about 85, and the cost would be about 22,000. And it's all getting listed here. Now once this is done, you send it to your manager or the admin for approval. So hit submit for approval. It goes to the management for approvals. Now considering me using this thing as a super admin, so I'll be able to do everything for the demo purposes, but every single role it'll be sent to, if you're a sales guy who is not authorized to actually approve the quotations from the settings, so and based on the role, you'll be this will be going to your manager. And over here now you say, okay, fine. So I like what I see, 73% gross margin. I like it. And the cost of goods sold is for 22, selling price 85. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to say approve the quotation. So if I want to approve the quotation, now this is going back to the salesperson, and salesperson would see, okay, fine, the quotation is approved. This is cool. Now I need to upload the proposal. Now you'll give a call to your pre-sales guy and say, hey, where's my proposal? I got the numbers approved. So maybe you have got a standard proposal that you just need to plug in the numbers for the consulting work and mandates and whatnot. So you'll be able to do that. Once you have done that, you can just go ahead, and I'll just select a random file from here. Anything, for example, I'll just go ahead and select I'm just going to go ahead and select any random PDF. And once it's done, say upload the proposal. Okay, this is weird because the file is too big. Open, upload proposal. Okay, so I just selected a random proposal, a random PDF for the demo purposes, but I just uploaded it. Remember, it has to be less than like 1 megabyte. We don't want to overload our databases just for the sake of proposals, because knowing sales guys, they can send 1,000 proposals if they can in a month. So it has to be optimized. But yeah, so once this is done, and now the proposal is uploaded, goes to the manager or to the chief commercial officer, or whoever is making a decision, sales director, whoever. Once they have that, they'll be able to see this approved proposal thing. There's a proposal right here, and you'll be able to go ahead and say approve proposal. Once it gets approved, it gets sent back to the salesperson, who'll be able to see that, okay, fine, the proposal is approved. And over here the history is already going back and forth, so it sees just one name with all the actions. But this is so once this is done, now me as a sales guy sending the proposal now. So I've got this, okay, cool, proposal got approved. I'm going to say mark is sent to the customer. So it is now sent to the customer. So this entire workflow it used to take a lot of time and a lot of back and forth and negotiation. Well, yeah, of course, once you're running on less than 20% margins, you need to get management approval in most cases from the executive management, submit email chain of why you needed that and whatnot. But that's a different thing. With this one, what we're doing is we've removed the entire fluff of the overall back and forth push and pulls, right? So now it is done. Let's send. You go back to your forecast. You'll be able to see, hey, ABC Incorporated sent to Michael and M&M and ABC, and the value is this. The quotation is submitted. It's sent to the customer. Now you got extremely lucky, and Michael loved what you have to offer, and Michael actually sent you the purchase order. So you're gonna go here again, edit it. I can say, hey, I close it, and it's won. Now we have made that money, so it's safe. Immediately, the moment you change it to close one, it's gonna pop up. Okay, fine. So upload the purchase order. So we're just gonna say whatever 1 2 3 4 5. That's a PO number. PO received that. That's gonna go and say today, for example. You can choose the file or not, and you can save the purchase order. The purchase order is saved. The moment you do that, that's going to be showing inside the closed deals and POs, and you'll be able to see this in ABC Incorporated. And you can, now there's no AI margin there, so we have to like confirm that everything is done. So if you go to ABC and say, okay, found the PO number, you upload the PO number and say it's done. So that's how it's going to say confirmed received. And from the forecast itself, now another thing that's going to happen is it's this closed project. It just will start showing up in the project itself. The moment you close the project, it's going to start showing right here that this project is closed. Now this project, this is for the technical team. That they've gotten, that they have an idea because they probably were involved in writing the proposal itself. But once it's done, they receive the purchase order. The sales guy uploads the purchase order in the system. It shows inside the project management, and the project is set. Now, as a project manager, my job is to just go and open it. Okay, there's a new PO, and I'm gonna say, what's the status? So I'm gonna say planning right now, and sorry. And we are in the planning mode, and you can assign the tasks. So you can either generate the tasks with AI. So draft tasks. Okay. AI consulting, and let's say AI should be able to draft a few tasks inside one task. So that task is already there. Then you can add a new task. If you want, consult on use cases, and you can select the assignee. So in this case, I'm going to just select the project manager, and the due date would be on 16th, and say create. So it's going to create a new task with the user itself, and you can just click it and see the task, and you can reassign it, or you can change the people and whatnot. Right. So, and then there's a team. You can select the team that's going to be working on this one. Project activity, time and cost. You can select. You can see what the activity is going on at the moment. Right. So okay, fine. This is on track. It's applied. It says on track. Everything is good for now. It's going green, and as people are working, the project manager gets to upload the progress, or just say the project's 50%, confirmation. So this is how once the guy uploads, the progress is done. So like, let's say we did a 5-week commitment, 2.5 weeks later it's done. So the team member comes and says, hey, this is done. Now the project manager goes back to the project manager. Now again, it's coming back to me because I'm the super admin, but if it goes there, and the project manager will get that report, say confirm, and the progress will be automatically updated for the project. Now from here, you'll be able to see the resources as well from the project management tab. Sorry, I know I jumped partner and product. I'm going to get back to you in just a bit, so stay with me. So with the project management now, here you'll be able to see all the resources there, their allocation of the time, the capacity that they are engaged in. So how busy are they in terms of in terms of their monthly engagements and their accruals. That's for the finance. So what the accruals are posted based on every single resource, and so there's a whole roster, and you can go by department, and you can say management, employee. You can have the employee whether they're a contractor or an employee of the company, and say, hey, save resource. So it's just gonna add this. Like I said, you have an option to obviously delete and mix and match everything here. So the simple CRUD is always there. So that's about project management and the sales. Now we just jump into partner and product. Now this is an interesting one because here you get to catalog all of your products. So basically, if you are a company that's providing services to the end customers, like your professional services, development, or delivery services, or product services of anything, and you can tag it. It's pretty much like a grocery where you tag with your own barcode, so you get to scan it and you know exactly what the value is. So if you're buying something, let's say for example, if you're talking about the technology company who's selling laptops and desktops, so if you're buying the desktop from your vendor at about 1,000 reals or $1,000, and you'll be able to put this here as, let's say, laptop gaming 01 whatever, and then you can say this the cost for this one would be about 1,200 reals, and the selling price would be 1,500. So vendor cost would be this, and who's the vendor. So you'll know exactly how to track it. And when you're doing the quotation, when the salespeople are doing the quotation, they'll be able to see exactly which whether this is their in-house service or something from outside, right? And similarly, like if you see your partners here, we put Cisco as again, it's the demo, but we are Cisco. So if we mentioned Splunk App Dynamics and something like that, but this is just for the sake of demo. If you go with the partners, now if you say engage partners, you can add more partners here. Now these are two of my favorite companies, so I just added their names. But if you add the partner here, you can add a new partner. And you have an option to upload the partner agreement, the NDA, and you can verify them as toggle verify with the button that these guys are verified. Let's say Manai Corp is not verified right now. Say toggle verified. It says yes, Manai Corp is verified now, and we can upload the NDA files and everything. That's going to show here, and you have an option to delete, of course. And then same goes with the vendors. You can add more vendors here. You can add Dell, HP, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, whatever you want to add, and then you can add your agreement files and NDA files, so you'll have everything in one place rather than going back and forth. And by the way, all of these documents, they get stored in the vault. So if you go to the vault, you got a document portion where you'll get to see everything. Like we did uploaded a few proposals right now, we did some crazy things, so that's all recorded here. There's a separate video for the vault, so don't worry about it. I'll cover that in just a bit. So with that, we conclude 3 modules, which was sales, partner and product, and project management. I hope you are able to have a better understanding of our product, LedgerAI. And there is if you have not understood anything, just go back and rerun the video. This is a pretty simple product. And we have ensured that it just lives within your business as a day-to-day operations system, rather than giving you 1,000 things that you don't use, and you buy that bigger product, but you're just using 3 or 5 for your core business. So that's the whole methodology of it. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll be covering business and operations in the next video. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back. In this walkthrough, we will look into two next modules, which is business and operations. So from the business perspective, we have put a couple of options here. First is company targets. So you can set your company targets right here, which you will be able to follow up and chase. So you know exactly what you're set to achieve for that financial year. And you can add a new target like this. You can just go ahead and put a title. You can go for the monthly targets. You can go for the annual targets, and you can provide the status of in progress, achieved, missed, cancelled. And you can provide the currency that you're looking into, the target value, who's the owner of that particular, so you can assign the targets of people one by one as well. So this would help. So let's say we're gonna say monthly target, and say description, okay, Q3. And net revenue, let's say gross revenue. This time we are assigning it to a salesperson, so gross revenue for 1 million, that's 100,000, 1 million QAR. That's what we're looking at from Q3. So let's say 1st of July up until, let's say the time. Let's not let the sales guy sleep till 4 a.m. And then we're going to say the period end would be September 30th. And they're going to have to make sure that they get it by 12 a.m. I'll just give it a real figure here. Say 12 a.m. Right, so we got this done. Now the status is planned. The owner, then I'm gonna choose my favorite guy to run this thing. Let's give it to John. Now this is assigned to Mr. John, who's gonna have to go ahead. So this is the monthly target for John, and this is planned as a gross revenue. And you can follow up based on this. Basically, the targets would be set, of course, after multiple discussions, understanding the pipeline, what's coming, what's not coming, what vertical is coming up. So basically, that's the side discussion that you would have with your team, anyways. And then you can assign the targets. You can have multiple targets here. This is one, and from the business side, we have put another option, which is quite interesting, is about the partners of the business. Now, this is only visible to the super admin, or probably the board members who are partners in the company. And we've given the option of employee stock options as well. So let's say we put a pool of 10% for the 10% of the gross revenue for the employees, and employee bonus pool of 5, then the 10% would be distributed in those 5 employees, and then the quarters, so which quarters, the pool amount, we can add that, partner A, partner B, and you can put all the details of the partners here, and we can add a new partner, and you can save the draft. So basically, the executive management would be able to see exactly how the distribution would look like in terms of the partners, and what bonuses they're expected to receive, and also any employee who are on ESOP, which you're going to see when we go to the team section, of how much they're going to receive in terms of when they're seeing it. Then there's an annual budget. Now we've made that AI native kind of a thing, because one way to do the budget is to trouble your finance teams and your sales teams and your entire teams, basically, to get the budget done. Another way to do it is, if you are using LedgerAI, if you have uploaded the data of last year into LedgerAI of your business, then what LedgerAI can do is basically you just have to go here and say suggested budget, and pre-filled from previous year. So AI will look at it, and AI will recommend what kind of annual budget you should have. You can have the departments, filter by departments, so you can see all the expenses, and everything would be shown up here. You can add more lines to this one and add more information here. So and then you'll be able to let AI understand what kind of expenses you made last year. And in terms of salary, operations, paying rentals, cars, dinners, whatever, marketing, blah blah blah. And you then, once all that information is there, and the accounting system, this is pulling from the accounting system from a general ledger. So you'll be able to see all of that, and you should be, and the AI will be able to make effectively like have a proper suggestion on what the budget should look like for 2026 or going into 2027, what the budget should look like, because a lot of companies will start planning in about a few months on how their budget should be. So if you enter that information, AI will actually do that magic and give you the recommendations, and based on this you can just change and update, and you can create your own budget, and then you'll have the sort of like an option to log the budget, or you can add your own as well. If you say load in this one, yep, so sorry, you have an option to have the variance. You'll be able to see in this way what was the expense. Now this is all dummy values, you won't be much useful, but you get the gist. And you can, and this way you can, like if you go to the lines, you should be able to, again, as we were talking before, you'll be able to leverage AI to actually build that for you. And again, there's a AI summary on the right hand side. I should give you an overview of what you're looking at. So that was about the business options, and then the operations. So in operations, you'll be able to add your operating expenses on a day-to-day basis. You can add more, the different lines. You can add an operating expense, let's say a car, and the code is optional. So say company car, and add an operating expense. It automatically detected it's 5210. Now let's go and verify. In the finance and general ledger, or sorry, chart of accounts. So if you go to 5210, that's a car that it created a new one because it's in the rent expense, right? So the car is a rental. I mentioned rental, it says rent expense 5200, 5210 is the car. So that's what it added right here, 5210. And this is completely run in the backend by an AI agent that looks into what needs to be added, and it automatically increments and adds it into the same place. Now, if you have any assets, you can add those assets here. If you've got any liabilities, you'll be able to add liabilities here. Again, similarly, you just named the thing that you're adding, and it's just going to add. So if you just go to the assets and say, I don't know, server, and they are in the lab server. So right now you see laptop and computer monitor. If you say add asset index 5010 515201510, and this is in the general ledger code, so that's 1500. If we say add an asset here, so it just took it automatically 1530 server R&D lab. It's active. You can deactivate. You can edit it from here. You want to say something else. Number one to say save. It just changed. It's completely saved. Now this is how you add your assets. Same goes with the liabilities. So this is at a high level from the operations perspective of the managing the day-to-day operations of your business. And that'll be the end of this video. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Stay tuned. All right, so let's look into the HR module now. We didn't name it as boring HR, with all respect to HR people, but you're part of the team, so we are calling it a team. So this is the overview of the HR admin / super admin. they'll be able to see the overview of everything. They've got the quick links up here. They've got the AI insights on the right hand side, and they've got the quick links down here as well. And they'll be able to see their own employee hub as well, along with the policies, variable pay, payroll, and everything else. Now, they will land once they open their team overview dashboard. They'll be able to see this dashboard. Now, if they want to see the employees, if they can go to the directory from here or from here. If you go to the directory of the employees, they'll be able to see all the employees here. Let's say now we'd like to add a new team member. So you're going to just go and hit add a member, and you'll be able to add the new team member from here. In a moment, I'm going to show you how that works. We go to the organizational structure, so you can go from here or from here. If you go to the org structure, you'll be able to build your own org structure really fast, and you can add team members. You can add a top level role. Let's say this one. Report, and you can just create a report. Now if you click this new role, you'll be able to see right here the new role. So let's say see Chief Information Officer or Chief Innovation Officer, whatever, and add an employee. We're just gonna put some name here from the existing employees. Let's say this particular employee already has a project manager role, so you need to have the employees created here to be added to the to this. So let's go ahead and create a new employee first. Let's discard the changes for now. Let's go ahead and add a team member. So here, if you just go say again, let's go ahead and bring in our favorite Michael. Michael Mathis, just department. It's got to be management. Job title would be CIO. I'll say Chief Innovation Officer. Full-time employee. Start date is today. End date not yet. Link resource not yet. So hit next. JB salary. I say 30,000. We're doing reals, so as per our settings, and this is as per most of the global standards, including Qatari labor contract standards as well, which is pretty much similar to the global standards as well. So we're just going to start adding these things. Say 5,000, 3,000, 3,000, 4,000. That's anything. Any random numbers here. And it's employee multiplier. This is where you detect the cost to the company. So some countries have got at 2.2, some countries have got at 1.8, and some companies have got at 1.2. So we just taken a median of about 1.5, but you're free to change whatever you like, 1.8, 1.9, whatever. Let's keep it at 1.6, which gives us the cost to the company per month for that employee would be around 126,499. And then say ESOP, which is employee stock options, that will share the 10% of the profit at the year end. So just say, okay, fine, we want Michael to be part of that as well. And leave entitlements would be 22 days, which is 5 days per week per month. So hit next. Here we get to add the contract, and if they have a government ID, their offer letter, their government contract, national ID, their passport, and hit next, and then add employee to the users. We would like him to be having the information, so let's say Michael at scalovate.com. Let's say give any password, for example. And let's just create a member. If you don't add the employee to the users, so basically sometimes I mean, you don't want them to use the system, so you should not add them to the use, but it's recommended to use all the employees to the user so they can start using the system, especially the employee hub, which is important for them. So they create a member, and then the member is created. No thanks. Okay, so this is all the summary of Mr. Michael Mathis, aka Eminem, and not Eminem. So this is their overall summary. Now, if you go back to the org structure, I would say, okay, fine. So Michael needs to be added to the org chart now. So it's have top level role, new role. You click that, you get it here. Sorry about that. You go here, say, hey, new role, CIO, vacant, Michael. Michael shows up here. He's from the management and reports to the top level. Of course, reports to the CEO. So it comes right here. Michael is part of this right about here. And department management, and then you can say add direct report or remove role, move right, move left, and all that stuff. Now over here, what you can do is now you're happy with this, but now you have to share the org chart, for example. So you can go ahead and download the PDF. First, let's save the chart. The chart is saved, and now org structure is saved. Now you can go ahead and download the PDF if you like, and it's gonna show you the exact same thing, the org chart. Usually it's required for the management sometimes. And then there's we saw the add members, we saw the directory. Now there's timesheets. So every member has to fill their timesheets on a day-to-day basis. So I mean, there's no clash, which you'll see more details when we explore the employee hub in the next video. We have built this inside the system to make sure that it's a unified system where you'll be able to see all the activities of the employee. It doesn't matter if they are if they have been coming in at work at 11 and they log in at the system at 11 a.m. but they have been working since 7 a.m. so they can log in their activities accordingly, and it will be recorded. And the system doesn't allow you to add more than 8 hours inside the timesheets because of course we don't want anybody to work for overtime for no reason at all. So that is also there. So the overtime provisions are not built into the system at all. And then yeah, so you'll be able to see the entire thing and say, hey, profiles. So just go and see the profile of the employee like we saw just a moment ago. And once they have entered their timesheets and whatnot, we'll be able to see the timesheets as well. Now this one is awaiting approval. So we can just say, and there's a lock period for on a month-on-month basis, and in the timesheet itself you can go and say manager's approval. So the approval for different people are not approved yet. You have an option after verifying, of course, the timesheets. You have an option to actually look into that and say approve or reject, and or request more clarifications. And so you can start the month close from here. Let's say by 25th of the month you should be able to start this one, and then you'll be able to see all the billable activities, which you gonna see in just a moment when we explore the employee hub, and then the monthly report. So in the employee hub, when the people are creating their activities, and so let's say a sales guy is having a meeting with the customer. It's just a prospect, right? That's not really billable. But when they're meeting a customer for negotiation, that is considered to be a billable activity because they'll be generating some revenue out of it. Similarly, if a technical guy is working on a project as a proof of concept, so it cannot be treated as a billable activity. But when they are actually working on a project that is in production, that is backed by a purchase order and everything else, so they can add that as a billable activity, which would be available here. And then there's a monthly report that can be generated based on the timesheets for all the employees to be sent to the executive management, in case you want to have a little bit of a playing with the spreadsheet. So we got the export to CSV as well. And then there is a payroll activity where you'll be able to like track the payroll. Like you could create the pay slips, so you can record the pay slips. You can post to general ledger. Like I said, these are all the employee salaries. You'll be able to post that directly under different general ledger terms, and you can look at the timesheets. You can open the team, and you can say, okay, fine, let's say this is in progress, open team. And here you'll be able to see, again, as back to the summary, we'll be able to see what happened where, and which timesheets are logged, which are not. And so yeah, this is and here when you create the general draft, you'll be able to see the draft would be generated inside the finance itself. So instead of like going into another system and importing some stuff, this automatically posts, because again, as I said earlier, it's sharing the same database. That's completely related to each other, all of these tables. Then for the company policies, you're able to upload the code of conduct and the company policies, which the employees will be able to see at all times. They'll have access to it all the time, and considering that they have access to it, that has to be read and agreed upon. So this is something to make sure that the organization as a whole is protected by providing all the information that's needed for the employees to perform their roles. So that is the overview of the HR module. It's pretty much straightforward, not that complicated, and you've got the within the dashboard as well. So HR can approve and delete and do this kind of stuff. Now, as a next section, let's head to the employee hub. Now, I would like ideally to be part of this one, but I think the employee hub is so special for us. We really built it very, very carefully for the employees to feel rewarded. At the same time, management gets to understand exactly what's happening. So this is not micromanagement, but rather it's self-management and accountability. This is where it's built on. So let's hop on to employee hub in the next video. Stay tuned. Employee hub. Now this is one of the key components and a unique feature from LedgerAI that is there in our competitive systems, but not to the level of depth that we have built it on. So basically, this will be the employees' day-to-day activity dashboard, where whatever they're doing, they should be able to record it here, and that'll be recorded for the management as well as for their report line managers and HR and the finance teams all together. So this will be a closely knit system of whatever the employees do, irrespective of their the management, their managers, they are employees, tech, project managers, whoever. It all ties into the finance and the HR and the operations, because in the end it's all they're all working to have work on the same goal, correct? So this dashboard for the employee, we call it employee hub. Now as a super admin, I've looked in here. Now there's a employee brief, so basically they can jump to these sections because this page is pretty long. So what we have done is we've put a sections here, quick actions, so they can go and see their next actions, projects, their tasks, check in and check out, daily timesheets, history, compensation, HR role, console, request, and login profile. This is where they reset the password. So starting with today's brief, it's going to show me exactly what I did, what I need to do today. Right. It also shows me on the right hand side of at a very high level of what my day is looking like, but whatever actions I've saved, I have something I have to follow up. Again, these are all the dummy information, but so next actions and the projects that I'm engaged in, and then my pipeline that I'm working on in terms of the deals, the numbers, the values, what I've updated, and then I've got my check-in and check-out. Now this is where the real thing starts. Now once you're on the desk, no matter what time you're in, you just select your schedule. You work 8 to 5, 9 to 6, whatever you want. And then you just say check in, and it's gonna check you in on the day at the time of as per the time of your machine. So basically not the machine, but the time that is there in your area at that particular time. So I've been busy since 7 a.m., 6 a.m. I've been doing customer meetings, customer breakfasts, and then coming back and went into more meetings. So now I got time to log into my system. So I'm just gonna say at 1:46 I checked in, which 1:46 p.m. So already half a day has passed, and then I'm gonna say timesheets, what I have been doing. So I need to log my 8 hours. So work date is this, which is today, and the activities that I've been performing. So I say sales. I say it was in a client meeting. The client, I can say ABC Incorporation project. That's a project I've been working on, and I can just select the date and the time that I was with ABC Incorporation. So I say about 7:40 a.m. and then the meeting went for about few hours. So let's say it went till 10:50 a.m. That was and was this billable? Yes, it was. Remember, I was telling in the last video on the billable section of the finance themes. So this is where the billable comes in. If I hit billable, yes, it was billable because I've been having the next negotiation discussion because we closed the order. Say add line. So just gonna add the line here. It says the draft because it's not approved yet, so I can edit it and I can do whatever I want. The next would be I was with the management. I've got a planning strategy session for ABC on the project ABC, and I'm gonna say this went from 2 p.m. up until I say 2 p.m. up until 5 p.m. and add line. Now it's automatically calculating my hours that I have used. See, so I've got three hours and it's almost 4 hours. So I've got like 7 hours roughly clocked in for the day. I would say we've got another meeting with management, and that was reporting and reviews. Basically, I met the management and I had to give them the reviews, right? So what happened today? So just gonna say same date, but this happened between 5:50 and say 6:45. Okay, this was not billable, so I'll say add line. So now I'm near my 8-hour mark. This time spent, which is good enough. And so now this is my timesheets, and I've completed my day, 8 hours. Let's just say submit the day. So I'm not able to submit the day, right? You can see that. And now for me to submit the day, I have to close the day first. So I'm just gonna go here and say 6:45. This is where I finish my thing. So say 6:45 checkout. And now my day is completed. Now I'm able to submit the day. This will submit the day, and I won't be able to edit it. If I have to edit now, I have to go back and request HR and the management approval. So be careful whenever you're planning the day and submitting the timesheets. It has to be done every day. If you don't submit it by the end of the day at like 12 a.m., it automatically submits and locks it out. So you by before 12 a.m. every night, you should be able to complete the entire timesheets. Otherwise, if you have got like 8 hours of work, but you actually logged in just 4 hours of timesheet, it's not going to show up, and that would look bad on the overall thing. So say now the timesheet is logged. I've submitted my 8 hours. This is what my day is looking like. And the timesheet history, total month I work for like 10 hours only. So on 11th of this month, like 2 days ago, I just worked for 3 hours. Didn't work before that. The timesheet is still open. I can request an unlock from here, but then that has to go through the HR and everything else. So it's just if I request an unlock, it has to go to like the reason for unlocking, and everything has to be mentioned, and then they will be unlocked. Now also the monthly compensation. So this is one of the important things for the company and the executive management to understand. You have been working for the time that you're contracted to work and get paid for. That is 8 hours a day, 22 days per month. So it gets logged in here every single day. So based on whatever your salary is negotiated, so the salaries for this much. This is, by the way, only visible to the employees and HR and the management. Nobody else can see it. This is a regular process, but so the employee would be able to see how much they have made this month based on the work that they have delivered, based on the hours that you have put in, and that's where the timesheets tracking comes in. And it might look like here it's kind of like micromanagement, but really it's not, because it helps management understand the productivity level, and at the same time it makes the employees accountable for the work that they have been doing, for the work that they have been delivering. It has to be known every single day for a reconciliation process to work properly, because towards the end of the month, account teams, finance and HR go crazy on the reconciliation. So this is made to make the businesses more agile. So and this has to be filtered by everybody from the top management all the way down, so they should be able to see everything very clearly. And the previous months logged in, like for example May, I was, and the dummy test, it was just 2,700 reals, although my salary is this much, but I'm just getting paid this much. So this way it just very clearly indicates, and just goes for like a period of 12 months or something. And then this will be the employee console, where you get to see all of your agreed salaries and everything else. And this is where the your project, basically your bonuses and your targets come in. Now these targets are very similar for the technical as well as the salespeople and ops as well, because in the end everybody works in the company is accountable for doing certain tasks based on their KPIs, and those KPIs are directly tied to the dollar value or the real value, basically money value, because the company is paying you as an employee or me as an employee the money. So we are accountable to make sure that we produce what we have been assigned to do and what is justified for our role. So basically this is what it is. And so for example, if a technical guy is looking at this, hey, I don't have a 6.5 million real target, basically it's calculated based on the salary that you've agreed upon with the organization, and then the projects that you'll be delivering. So if a sales guy goes and sells something for $6.5 million or reals, then it comes back and the technical team has to deliver it, right? So they will be equally accountable for the delivery, because once the delivery completes, that's how the company would be able to get the money, invoice the customer, and get the money based on the on the milestones and everything else, right? So based on this, the technical people will also be responsible to be able to help the overall company achieve those numbers. So it all works hand in hand, and there's a nice color that comes up every time there's a different quarter. So if you look at it in July, this green would be here in Q3, and this will go back to being a sand color. And then overall, the company gross revenue is this much, and this is the overall health of what has been achieved, right? And then the bonus, so the quarterly bonus that I have, according to my role, according to my salary and everything else. So my targets are about 1.6 on a quarterly basis. What I've achieved is about 952,000, nearly a million, but the left is 505.5 million, which I need to work hard for. But then my quarterly gross revenue bonus would be 1.6 mil, and based on this, I would be able to get a certain amount based on the number that I will achieve, which stays pretty much similar for all the employees, because usually businesses make it as a standard practice for all the sales and the technical team or the customer facing roles that, okay, fine, you're going to get this much if you achieve a certain number, that much if you can achieve a certain number. But the thing is, with this one, it can be modified depending on the requirements. So this is kind of hard coded in the system, but if you're buying a standard license, but if you're buying a license that is with the modification, with the professional services, not the deployment but the development professional services, so you'll be able to customize the solution. So our team will help you customize the solution based on your needs, so you can change these numbers based on what you have. Now from here, it also shows you can what I have done, how many POs I've gotten. So it shows me all the POs that I have gotten. Based on this, the value is being calculated, and then I've taken 2 days of leave, which was entitled for me for the year. My IDs, so if I have my IDs on the portal, then they'll show up here, and I've got the company assets. I can request a leave to HR from here. I can request a payslip copy, annual leave, sick leave, casual, and timesheet unlock. These are the services that I would want HR to do for me. And then the expense claims, so you've got 2 ways to do it. Either you can upload your expense sheet, expense receipts here, and claim your expenses. So that'll go to the HR and admin to the finance and HR for approvals and verifications, and they're gonna do the reimbursements accordingly. Or you can plan your month. So let's say you're going on a business trip, meeting 5-7 customers throughout the month, traveling 2 or 3 countries and whatnot. So you can plan everything and submit that a budget request that you'd be needing $5,000 for the month for the travel for the business. That has to be justified with what you're going to do and how it'll help the company achieve more, right? And then you've got your login profile, and you can reset your password and whatnot. On the right hand side, there's also something which is here, which is the employee offer letter. So you'll always have access to your own offer letter, your own labor contract from the government, and the code of conduct, the company policies. The rest of the documents are yours, your ID and everything, so that's going to stay with you. And the rest of the stuff which are related to the company are always available here. And if you have requested any pay slips, they will also start showing here, because there are no pay slips on the file yet. But the moment HR processes the pay slips or you request a pay slip, it's going to start showing here, so you can download it anytime. They'll stay in your profile. So that's about your employee hub, which is very, very carefully designed. And again, the whole point of this is not to have any fluff, rather have the very important things listed out. And here also, if I say I'm on this project as a technical guy, I would just say, hey, log progress. So I'm going to say, you know what, in the NHS I've been working on the project is about 40% complete. Work date is this. Our dates has to be filled in the timesheet and the billable activity. And you can say deployed AI agent, for example. I say log progress, hours worked, expected hours worked, let's say 4, and user activity billable, yes. I say log progress, that's logged in the NHS one, so the progress is done, right? So that's just to go and quickly verify. If you go to the projects, go to the NHS, say open, we'll be able to see this is, I just logged in the 40% as PM. A confirmation is pending, deployed an AI agent. So if as a PM I confirm that this is deployed, it goes up to 40% immediately. So this is how easy it is to actually to interact with the system from one side to the other. So that was Employee Hub for you as a part of LedgerAI. In this video, we're going to be covering the finance and reporting. We start with the finance module, where the first option you'd see once you go to the finance module is the bank. So banking and reconciliation, where you can add different bank accounts and use them for whatever purpose. So if you try to add another bank, for example, Doha Bank right now, and we can say what it would be used for, let's say account receivable, as we have QNB, so just add account. It's going to be right here, and you can edit, remove, delete any banks that you would want to. You can just go ahead and edit this one and save it. So by default it has 2 accounts, but you can add a third one as well. I can go ahead and delete this one if I want to. Okay, but so this is in general, this is how you can simply add the bank, a new bank there, and you can have your statement of records that are there in the system at the moment. Now, to do the reconciliation, basically to tally what's in the bank and what's in the system, you just need to upload or import your CSV. So download CSV from your bank account and then just add it here. And once it's done, you just import it to the bank, and the AI will actually start matching all the options, all the lines against what we have in the system at the moment, and just say match, and it's just going to go ahead and try to match it and say, hey, it does not match. So you see here, it automatically states once you import it that there's no match for this particular line item, the CSV that we imported. So you just need to paste the CSV here, and all of the all of the bank transactions versus your system transactions would match, and you'll be able to see all of that right here. The next option over here is journal. Now, journal entries, you can add a new entry in the journal, and you can just say like I just mentioned over here, customer paid I had cash for consulting, so I'd use the same, probably customer paid 1,000 for AI consulting service. I'm just gonna say, hey, yeah, customer A, B, C, and C paid. So say apply AI draft. So yeah, it's gonna build that statement for, and it just says 100,000 is added here. Now, it's not gonna post it to the journal, but it's just gonna give you this. So just say department. I'll say I'm gonna go technical. Account receivable from technical department. Both would be technical. So credit debit is there, and just say, hey, post to journal. That's gonna be posted, and so this is where we get the entries. Now, if you go and say May journal entries, you're going to see a whole bunch of that was coming from that you saw on the dashboard earlier. And if you go to June, because the month is not closed yet, so you'd be seeing no entries at the moment. Then we go to account payable bills, and here you'll be able to add your account payables. and you can select from the general chart of accounts, whatever expense this is related to, and you can save it. You can post it to general ledger directly in different accounts. And then we have new entry. That's pretty much similar to what we just did in adding the journal entry. Now if you say journal ledger, here you'll be able to see all the account payables and the inventory and the different items from the chart of accounts. You can just filter them out one by one, or you can just type it here. Say laptop, it just brings up the laptop, and there's nothing there, so it just mentions there's nothing. You can even look for it this way. Then there's chart of accounts. It's very easy to add chart of accounts here. The categories are predefined. So we are claiming it to be the 100% accounting system, but it is not. It is perfectly fitting into the business operations and what business operations needs to be having in terms of the finance management of the entire system. And then you have your invoices here. You can, whatever invoices are being uploaded, they'll be right here. You can generate the invoice based on the accounts and milestones created, so you can get that done. Then there's revenue recognition portion, where you can actually assign the schedules of the revenue recognition based on the projects that are going on. And then so this is about finance. And when we go to the reports, the finance and reports go hand in hand. We see management metrics, so you'll be able to run a report. Say June, let's run a report for May, because there's going to be a bit of a few entries. Say run report, and it's going to show all the information here, and then you can export the report to share with the management and then the PDFs. Then you can see month-on-month trends of the revenue versus the expenses, and it will be clearly defined for the entire year. Then P&L reporting, so you just need to go ahead and say run report, and it's going to show P&L. There's no entry here, but if you go and run for May, for last month, you're going to see some entries coming in for last month. Then you can export the report for the P&L. Similarly for the balance sheet, if you just go ahead and run the report for May, run report, it's going to show us all the assets, liabilities, and equity for the balance sheet. Then trial balance, this is critical. We go to again month of May and say run a report. You're going to see a clear trial balance for all the assets, liabilities, and cost of goods sold, and the revenues and everything that comes in very clear. And also you'll get the AI insight as usual on the right hand side. So this is about the reports and the finances, a quick walkthrough. Nothing very complicated. We have ensured to make it super easy to adopt and understand. Even a starting junior finance person would be able to understand it. And this particular section is built for the founders who are not very savvy with the accounting, but should be able to understand the accounting really easily with the system. So instead of going deep into all sorts of like bells and whistles and heavy accounting load, which is not really required for most businesses, because in general you just need to produce the reports that are, and you should be able to monitor your cash expenses, and you should be able to have the single pane of glass where you can manage everything from projects to sales to operations to team to finance. It should be interconnected. And now once the salaries are processed, they'll all be seen here. So it's all a mix of a complete mix of the modules that have been created. And again, using the same database, it becomes super easy for it to interact with different tables within the database. I'd like to show you the chatbot, right? That's built in here. Now there's a separate module that's built in for for AI, which is a AI mode. But this is a quick chat within the classic mode. Now, this classic mode chat, you can quickly ask the question. It does pretty much work exactly the same way, although it won't have the slash commands that are there in our AI mode. So let's try to do that. Slash forecast. So, okay, it does give the sales forecast of whatever we have done, but so it goes back, checks whatever is in the database, and it brings back the information from that, and that defines it pretty nicely, so you're able to easily understand exactly how the sales forecast is working. And you can create a new thread, and so this is just a bot. And by the way, all of this gets stored, which you're going to see in the next section, which we have dedicated for the vault. So that's the quick walkthrough of the finance and the reports. Now this is completely interconnected, and the whole point of having all these modules together, as I mentioned a few minutes back, is to make sure that all the entire business operation system works synchronously without having to have multiple databases, multiple data sources, multiple applications, and the whole confusion. So I hope this helps. In the next video, we're going to be jumping into the Vault module, and finally we'll look into the AI mode. Stay tuned. Thank you. All right, the next module is Vault. So far, thank you for sticking around and having a walkthrough of all the modules. Now this is the last module, and then we'll jump into the AI mode, and I'm going to walk you through that. But before that, let me just have a quick walkthrough of the Vault and what it entails. So every single document that has been processed in the system, whether it's the proposal, the purchase order, payslip, or any document related to the employees or related to the customers, once it's uploaded to the system, it gets saved here, and basically it gets saved in the database, and you're able to see all of that. You can open it from here and review it, and it also mentions the kind of document, the title of the document, and the user who uploaded that particular document. So in this case, it's me. It's been doing for a bit, but so this is the sort of a document store. Now there's for the governance of the entire platform, you'd be able to see the member activities, what has been done so far. So I've been using the system for a bit now, so you'll be seeing all of these things in the demo that I've been doing. All the activities that I've been performing over the course of this video has been recorded right here, and then the category of it and the activity performed, right? So we created Doha Bank, we deleted Doha Bank. That was in the previous video for the finance. So it was it's recorded right here. So all the users, this only super admin or admin can see. The users cannot see this. So it has got the role-based access control as well. Now the audit logs, again, this is for again, the entire vault basically can only be seen by admin and super admin, or whoever has been given the right to see the vault by the admin or super admin. Apart from that, nobody else. I mean, in this case, you can give the rights to the auditors to see the vault, and they'll be able to check what's going on inside the system itself. Especially when it comes to the IT audits, this can be really helpful. You'll be able to see every single activity that's happening here. So this is again the system audit log. So in all activities, we were seeing the activities. Here's just the actions that have been performed by the user, and which user has performed that particular end activity, and in what module they have performed that activity. So again, all of this has been saved. Now the chat logs. Now this is where the AI, when you chat with the AI, whether it's the AI here, which is the chat bot inside the classic mode, or you're talking to in the AI mode. All of these chats are being saved, and when the user chats, they mention the user, the access level, and their email address, which page they actually checked the AI mode from. So we were in the reports, and when we requested the /forecast command, and we got this information. So in the previous video, when we did this first /forecast command, it gave us this. So we were in the page reports and trial. And then in AI mode, that was the previous activities done, which I'm going to show you in the coming video. And then you have got the import option, where you can add the in the journals if you're onboarding your existing system, or you're basically transferring from your existing system into LedgerAI. So then you'll be able to easily import the CSVs, and you can fix your CSVs with AI as well. You can import the notes as well if you have any. So this is the kind of stuff that we have added as an option. You can download the CSV template that you can use to add all the information, and then you can upload it here. So all of those entries will be automatically imported, especially for the journal entries, to get you up to speed with your finance. So that was a complete walkthrough of the entire system for LedgerAI. I hope you find it useful. It's not very complicated, to be honest, and it is built basically on the need, and it's built removing all the extra things that the mature systems offer. Of course, they are amazing. All the systems are amazing. They have great teams who are putting it all together. As Scalovate, what we did was we made sure that we provide exactly what's needed for a business to run, rather than providing the options that are not really required. So most of the businesses, after the research, we figured that these are the key requirements for a business to run successfully, starting with, of course, the employees, to the dashboards, to the sales, so to the product management, project management, business operations, finance, HR, reports, and of course the overall governance. And because it's a native AI tool, it needed the AI governance, which I showed you in the beginning of I think few videos ago, or if you're watching a long form video a few minutes back, you can just go back and check in one of the timestamps on the section of overview and cash inflow, where we walk through the settings option, where you saw all the governance and whatnot. By the way, all of that is sitting right here. So that'll be all, and this is the 12 modules. Now in the next video, we're gonna jump into the AI mode, and I'll walk you through the AI mode and what AI mode can do for you. Thank you very much, and stay tuned. Welcome back. Should I say this is the most exciting part of the series, or maybe not, depending. That's so we are going to go into the AI mode for LedgerAI. Now, once you switch to AI mode, which is rather easy to do once you're in the classic mode, you just need to go here and toggle to AI mode. You'll be able to see the AI mode right here. Now, you can, for people, we've designed this for people who are used to the interfaces like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. They pretty much look similar, so we took the similar look and feel and made sure that that this system entirely talks to the database, and also always prioritize the human approvals first, rather than AI taking an action on your database. which is not acceptable to many executives, especially the C-levels. They prefer a human to check first and to get things sorted, make any changes or something, and then populate the database, because otherwise database would produce some synthetic data which would not be right. So how we have designed the system is pretty much similar, like one of the chat interfaces to one of the popular chat interfaces that you use every day to write your emails and whatnots. But at the same time now, this system now is completely interacting with this backend. So let's say, so there are some of the commands here. It's going to show you once you log in, okay, 1 stale pipeline row, 3 projects, 8 approvals waiting, 2 actions. So it basically gives you something that you see in the dashboard anyway. And then sort of for forecast, 1 row needed an update, blah blah blah, all that stuff. I would just say summarize this month. So just hit that, and it's just gonna summarize, because we have not entered anything in this demo system. So if you had something there, it's going to show you all the trial balance and the key drivers for expenses this month. And I mean, you can ask these questions as well. So let's say, what are significant revenue streams expected coming in soon? And so AI is checking all of this. So the AI agent goes back and checks everything. Now it's not finding anything relevant at the moment, because for June there's practically nothing in there at the system. Now let's try something. Let's say you're hiring somebody new, or you're creating a new item in the forecast. Now, so one of the things that we have done is, if you see here, right here, we got about 38 slash commands available. So if you just say slash here, it's gonna pop up all these commands. Now, not all the commands are visible at the moment, but if you say, now if you see here, there's no quotation command available, right? But if you write a quotation QUO, it pops up the quotation right here: service request, distribution. Now if we say forecast, FORs, it just say forecast, update and whatnot, timesheets, login hours for today. Then you can add a new bill, you can add a new account to the chart of accounts, you can create a budget line, you can close a deal. So there's a lot of these things happening right here. Now if we would just go and say create a new customer with let's not do customer, create a new team member named Jason, email jason@scalovate.com, and in sales department with salary of 35k QAR, and that's it. So just hit enter. It's just gonna go and it's gonna propose a resource. Now it's gonna ask, because we are adding him to in the team members. So what's the title? So he's the title is Director of Business Development, and working hours are normal. Start date will be in August 2026. Okay, so it's really wanting to know all the details, because it's just obvious. Jason will be full-time employee, and start date will be 1st August 2026, and job title will be Director of BD. Okay, see, there's a proper conversation that's going on. So yes, he is full-time, and start date is say 8/1/2026. Yes. Okay. It understood. Of course. Now, if you see the flow, what I was doing was I was intentionally making some mistakes, and AI was not, before it proposes, the AI agent, before it proposes anything, it has to ask clarification questions to make sure that when it's making the proposition to create a new employee, it gets the dates right, it gets the working hours right, and everything. Now you say onboard JSON. Now here again, it doesn't write to the database directly, it goes and propose onboarding JSON as the Director of Business Development starting on 1st of August, right? Just say approve and execute. So now JSON is onboarded, and you just need to go ahead and let's try this out. Cannot execute because this is already executed, right? So if you go back to classic mode for a second and see if JSON is there actually in the teams. If I go to team, if I go to the directory, all right, so JSON has been added here. JSON sales Director of Business Development, full-time, salary is this much, and leave status and everything. Now we can go ahead and go inside it and actually add all the other details like the salary breakdown and everything else. But the AI now solved a lot of your criticalities of making any mistakes or something. You just created an employee, it gave you back everything. Now you just need to go in and add the contracts and add everything. That has to be done on a classic mode and by a human. So this is one of the ways. Now if you go ahead and try to say create I'm just going to go forecast. So if I say forecast and say forecast and forecast update, somehow took that. So I'd like to edit it. So to edit a forecast update, now what we need to do is I'm just going to go say ABCINC. Deal updated to 2 million. Now remember, we put the ABC ANSI at 1 million for AI consulting, right? For AI development work as well. So previously we made it only for AI consulting. Now it's showing that this is the forecast status, right? ABCINC. So I found 2 forecast rows for ABCINC. To edit sale forecast, I need to know which one you'd like to obtain, right? So either I need to provide the ID of the forecast row, or I'm just gonna say 1. Let's see how that works out. And because it's row number 1, right? It asks for the ID, so let AI go in the spin. Now it took that and the forecast row status is pending. The deal value is 2 million, right? And just again, AI is proposing. AI is not taking the action. It's not writing to your database, basically saving you a ton of time by instead of going through the forms and everything. You're just chatting to the whole thing, and it's actually acting on behalf of you as your employee, so to speak. So say approve and execute. Now it's gonna be done. Let's go back and check in the classic mode just to confirm. So if I go back to the forecast of sales, and let's hit forecast, we see ABC INC. Now there was an ABC INC at 1 million. Now we have updated the same thing to be 2 million. So now it's 2 million. Now let me show you something. If we go back to the vault and see who made those changes, right? We need to know. So you just say all activities, right? The creator journal entry, imported bank account, blah blah blah, is not chat logs. So now here we're seeing that ABC deal is updated to 2 million for AI development work as well. So AI did this and AI updated this, and now we are able to clearly verify who did what, right? And if you're seeing this here, this is interesting because in the chat logs itself, it shows you the estimated cost of the chats that are happening, prompt tokens that are being used, the completions, and what this particular chat costed, how many tokens used, and what was the cost of it, and what was the time, the latency, right? So it goes back in the database, writes to a database, proposes things and whatnot. So you're able to see all of that right here. Let's go back to the AI mode again. And yeah, so here we are able to see all of our chats. They're all persistent chats that we've been testing for a while now. And again, you can start a new thread if you want to do something different. So again, you can do this, or you can go back to your previous chats. And also, you can just talk to it. Just gonna allow it. Create a new account with the name of come on, that's too early. Cancel. Create a new account with the name of Qatar Energy, and for AI consulting, and the deal value is 2 million. I was just gonna say send. Let's see. Okay. So to create a new, I need to have the customer name, deal value, and everything. So you mentioned Qatar as a customer name, but I need to know the deal value as well. Okay, the deal value is 2 million reals. Then there you go. So I'm just gonna say it's expected to close in October. Then don't mind these are all dummy values here. Okay, forecast, check this forecast path exists. Give the customer information, ensure accuracy. Right. Show me all the forecast. There you go. There you go, all the forecast. You have not created Qatar Energy, which I requested you to create. What happened? I didn't create a new cert because I couldn't verify the details to ensure. I need to call tool which with correct details provide customer name, deal value, expected close, and other relevant details. Check the forecast pipeline, existing deals, and review customers. So yeah, I mean, this is how the overall interaction works with the AI. So basically, the whole point is to help you save time, save repetitive work, work faster, work smarter, and Ledger AI is the native AI platform, which is kind of like an ERP for the businesses who really want to focus on the work rather than a lot of training and a lot of working on multiple tools and learning curves and everything else. Here, everything is combined into one, and it produces the results exactly as what is needed. I hope you like the whole presentation about Ledger AI and all the module walkthrough. Do hit us up if you need anything. If you want to learn more about Ledger AI, the link should show up on the screen right now, where you can go to the docs of on LedgerAI, my LedgerAI.net website, and you'll be able to see the product guide, the deployment guide, and everything, and everything about this tool, which was shown in this 12 module walkthrough. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you find this tutorial and walkthrough of our product useful, and happy to see you as one of our customers.